Okay, so here, right, in yesterday class, actually, we created a connection, and we created that as a connection variable. Uh, in the DB util, actually, we created a class variable, and then we instantiated actually connection when it is null or closed. Same way, also if you go here, we have instantiated employee DAO, and this we declared it as a class level variable, right? Uh, oh, okay, sorry, I'm talking about Maven, right? So let me tell you, like, I already explained long back actually how the packaging works in software, right? There are various. Just 1 second, let me. So there are various packaging styles in Java. What is packaging is actually you develop your code, right? You will not deploy as is actually this source files. These are called like .java extensions are called source files. But here, because you have IDE, you have actually all class files generated in out directly because you specify your, if you go to your preferences and your module settings, not here, project structure, your module settings, right? If you go into module settings, if you go source, you specify that what is your source path. These are all your source path. Resources is your source, SRC is your source, and also you specified output path is uh, where will you specify it? Yeah, it's excluded. Sources mark as, yeah, compiled output path. See here you specify like out directory. Somebody can specify like a bin directory, somebody can specify a target, somebody specify anything, right? But actually it's overall actually where your all class files will be there. This is because actually you are in IDE. If you don't have IDE, in any of the production environment, we will not have IDE. We cannot run the application. This is actually a development environment, and IDE itself stands for Integrated Development Environment, right? This is a development environment. So same way, actually, you cannot deploy into production. So if you want to deploy this code into production, what you need to do? You need to first package them accordingly, and then you will deploy into production. So what is production? Uh, what is server? These are all things, right? Suppose here actually you are you created this file, right? In yesterday training JDBC and main application. You created this one, right? Create employee. So it's like a, if somebody is calling, like it's like you are calling from the main application, but in production actually we will not call from main application. It will be called from one of the servers. We will not call main applications in production. I mean, it will be taken care by your servers. How it will be taken care by servers, actually we'll learn it. But what you need to know is like this is the source file, and this for source. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. I'm hearing like some buzz sound. That's why. So yeah, let me start. Let me explain one more time. These are the source files, right? These source files actually, how Java is executed, you know, Java will be executed only on the compiled class files. It's a two-way compilation process, two-way execution process. First, actually, .java extension is compiled to .class file, and .class file will be step-by-step execution, it will be taken care by your JVM. So it's a two-way, right? One is uh, compilation, and second one is the interpreter. This is actually in the very beginning class. Actually, I explained to you what is Java C and what is Java, the difference between Java C and Java, right? So similarly, so you can go here, right? If you want to compile a particular package, what you will use? You will use Java C, right? If you want to run a particular package, you will use Java and then pass this statement. In IDE, actually, you are simply running it by using the play button or green arrow buttons here. That's luxury what you have providing, you are getting from IDEs. So in production, actually, it will be running everything in a command prompt. In production, it will be running through a command prompt. That is by Java, something like Java. So if I want to move this code to production, what I will do is I need to package them in appropriate way. So far, actually, I explained it a long time back. Packages. We have couple of package options actually. We have jar package type. Yeah, where package types. So let's first learn about this one, and we'll also learn about ER later. So what is a Java package type? It's called Java archive. So what it contains, right? It contains all the jar files, all the class files, and any resources. Resources means properties and all. Actually, if anything required, all these things will contain in this one. So it will not contain source files. It only contains class files and resources. Next, actually, var file. It contains resources, class files, as well as the web configuration files. This is okay. What is var file? Var file is nothing but a web archive. Web resources. It contains, in addition to jar files, in addition to var files, we also have in var file, in addition to jar files, we also have the web application resources. Now we'll go about how we'll try to see first actually how we will make a jar file, uh, and then maybe you will understand more easily. So what I'm going to do in order to create a jar file, one second. Yeah. So in order to create a jar file, what I can do, actually, I can create here. There should be something like export. In Eclipse, it is there.
Sir, you can find it in file, I think. Yeah, last one.
Yeah. Export project details. Projects. No, it doesn't have it. Maybe in build. Okay. Or else actually let me make it through command prompt only. So jar is the command actually where you can use it to create the jar files. Let's first see like a jar, whether it is working or no. So jar is not a command. I think we should have jar command in. We should install ant or something like that. Yeah. So jar is there. Okay. Jar is already there, but it's not showing jar. Let's see like a jar syntax actually what it shows here, right? With the jar syntax actually it's showing that what it is, how to create the jar files, right? So this is jar hyphen hyphen help will show you the help tips of this command, how you can use it. Jar creates an archive. Look at this one. Jar creates an archive for classes and resources and manipulate or restore individual classes or resource from the archive. So you can actually create or update the existing jar file. If you can create a new jar file or you can update a existing jar file. So the examples are here. Jar create. Okay, you can create multiple files like this. This is what actually class files. Foo and class files will be considered uh, to create classes.jar. A new file will be created, classes.jar, from the foo and bar classes. Or else actually you can create by creating the manifest automatically. We'll learn about manifest and all later. Uh, like this also we can create it. Also we can create with the module creation options and module info classes also we can create like this. There are several options what we have. The options are C stands for, yeah, C stands for create, V stands for, U stands for update, also V stands for verbose. Verbose means actually a standard way of outputting. uh, F stands for file. So what we need to specify now, actually I want, when I want to create it, I need to specify what is the create and what is the file name I want, and what is, whether I want a verbose mode or not. So my file output is in out directory, right? So what I will do, jar hyphen cvf. It stands for, C stands for create, V in the verbose, file name, and I want to create all the class files from the out directory. From out directory, this is my file name, and compress all the files from out directory and create the java training.jar. Let's see what it is. Yeah, so it's created all the training material, right? Uh, Added manifest also. Now it is created in this directory, in Java directory. Let's go there and look into that one. Yeah, so you can see that a jar file is created. So it is similar to the file actually what we have in the lib directory, like MySQL connector. So somebody actually, when I was talking about the connector libraries, actually I explained you that somebody from the vendors, from the MySQL vendors, they created this file, right, as a shared up to share their code. Similarly, we also will package this Java training and we can share to somebody actually when they want to run it in anywhere. So this is what actually we have, Java training jar. You can open it using archive utility because it's archive, right? Anything actually you can open with your zip utility, tar, or anything actually it can be visible. So one second. Not coming right. Or let me show it from here itself. Maybe I think I can show more details from here. IDE itself. Reload from IDE. So this is what actually we got it, right? Java training.jar. So what I will do, I'll add this as a class path, and there we can see it. So I'm just adding that as a class, right? I'm just adding here as a library. Now you can see it, what all the class files is merged. So it came up with the meta inf. So first let's see like what is the manifest file. It contains, okay, you can give like your own information about uh, uh, so when you package it, right, like a manifest is something like in a lame words, when you package your luggage, you will put a tag, right? This is you like any name, you are coming from where, if in case actually if you miss it, your phone number, etc., right? That's what it is. The manifest will contain generally the information about who created this package, why the purpose of this package and all. So let's look in, this is our own file, but let's see actually if we can see from that not the lib, yeah, here, right? Let's look this on the manifest file created by MySQL, what they created. See what they created. It's created. It's created by Oracle Java version. JDBC is the version. Who is the specific vendor of this one? What is the implemented class ID? And also like what are all the classes it can contain. All this information actually they documented clearly uh, in the manifest file. Again, this is one of the you can also specify like what is the manifest file and how to create while you are creating the jar file. Okay. Also, you can see that what is the version of this one. It's a specific version is 4.2. Or it can be connected. The implementation version is 8.0. So it it works on MySQL. It is compatible with the MySQL 8, but the version of this connector is 4.2. That's what actually like. If there is any issue, right, they will go and find out what's the version, and they will fix on that version. So this is all actually information services actually, where you can find out in the manifest file. That's about manifest file. It just actually more like a, at this time you can think like a manifest file is just a tag that comes in your luggage suitcases, just bundling and putting your information. We'll learn about more on that one later. Yeah. So our manifest file, we didn't give anything. So it just by default, it is created as is. Okay. If you want to create certain parameters, we can still provide the manifest file itself. We can provide and can use that one when creating the jar file. And the next one, look at this one. All the out directory, right? Files are coming here. SRC directory. This is actually class file, not the Java file. All class files came into our uh, jar file because I specified all the out directory to be come here. All the class files came here, right? So this is actually decompiled version of the Java file, decompiled .class file. Okay, so this is the way actually what we can do. We will in generally, if we want to share your code to somebody else, or if you want to deploy your code somewhere else, this is the way actually you will use this jar utility and create the jar file, package all the required classes, and ship it to somebody actually where they can use them. Also, there is something called Artifactory. Or Maven. Let's go with Maven. So we call like a Maven repositories. So it has actually n number of repositories. For example, I want like a MySQL. Just search it here, MySQL connector, Java. So it has like a various versions. If you go into this one, right, it's all jar file actually. How you can download this one? Jar file, you can download it and you can connect it. So you can host in some of like a Maven repository, or you can also host in somewhere like a what I told like earlier, JFrog Artifactory. If it is it's convenient. We'll discuss more about that one, like when to go for Maven repository, when to go for um, JFrog Artifactory later. That comes like a very advanced stage. But all your open source files, right, generally comes in Maven repository. It can be like a Oracle, just search like a Oracle drivers. You want like a come download Oracle drivers. See, here it is OJDBC. So it is developed by Oracle people, and this is the latest version. You can see the versions of the jar files also. If you click on that, you can see that okay, home page is this is what actually they oracle.com developed and published it here, so that people like you and me can download this jar file and use it whenever they're programming. So this is the way you can download it and you can use it in your programming, like putting in the lib. But yeah, you can put that in the lib. That's what jar file. So far, any questions on the jar file concepts?
So we can connect the jar file to the our file. It is in two ways.
Sir, can you repeat it?
Actually, you written a command in command box. It's like a hyphen CVF, right?
Yes, yes.
It is we need to exporting the jar files, right? And that is
No, that's creating the jar file, not exporting. C stands for create.
okay. So F stands for
F stands for file name. What file name you want to create?
so. Is this mandatory to create those jar files?
Uh, is it mandatory to create jar file? Yeah, in a way, yes, actually. You can't actually see, we have code, right? How will you share this code? let's say you have Java training class, right? This is what actually you have Java training repository. All your code is here. How will you actually share this as binaries to somebody else so that they can readily execute it? Like just like what we have, like a Maven repository, like JDBC, somebody developed, right? It can happen within your organization, within your project even. Let's say actually Shahid and you working in a different module. Me and Kavya, Dharani working in a different module, right? We create our own jar file, you create your own jar file. And you need to package actually whenever you, maybe I need your classes, you need my classes. So what we can do, we package and we keep supplying you, uh, keep sharing the jar files in this way.
So why we are using this Maven repositories?
Yeah, I will come there. That's what our next step actually. But so far, any questions on the jar file? Dharani, Kavya, Shahid?
No,
I think
no,
Dharani
sir.
is not here, right? Oh, okay. Sumana is here. Sabah.
No, sir.
Okay. So again, I'm repeating, jar file is a plain concept where you can package, just, package. If at this time, keep the word like a package, like a putting all your clothes and everything required, right? Your clothes, your makeup kits, all your things, right? Putting that in a suitcase and packaging that's called jar file. Packaging, it is nothing but packaging. It can be anything. It's, if you put like a clothes and everything in a suitcase, that's a clothes packaging. If you put like a material, some TV boxing and all, right, it's a TV packaging. So likewise, actually we have in Java, in software packaging, we have jar, var, and there is one more concept called ER. This is nothing but enterprise archive. Enterprise archive. So we'll know, as of today, actually, not many applications are using this enterprise archive model, but we still will cover later. These two are important actually. Actually, jar file is only one as of now very important. The var file is also not too much important because nowadays actually the Spring Boot application came with jar file is enough to support both var component and jar component. So we'll learn only about this one today. Okay. So that's what actually our Java jar, right? Just packaging all your classes and resources into a single folder called jar, single file. It's like a zipping all your files into one zip file and packaging them. Now we'll learn about Maven. So it is actually tedious. Today, actually, we are keeping MySQL here, right? And also, like tomorrow, we may be using some other files also. Like, let's say I want to log. I don't want system.out.println. I want to put like a logs. Logs means actually where there is a instead of putting them into system.out.println, it will be difficult for you, right? If it is system.out.println, so today actually, let's say I ran this one. This was my output. Okay. Tomorrow or next time also I will run this one. This is my output for the next output. Maybe I would have been slightly changed my program, or there might be a slight change in the request responses. So how do you know like what ran earlier how it ran, how it is running now. When something happens, actually, when something happens in your code, some issue comes, right? These will be your trace points. Uh, uh, so you need to make sure uh, what are the logs information actually was logging here, and you need to take this log information and look into this code actually. Okay, now actually main static block logged in, so where it is in the code, right? So you'll go here. Okay, it was there in a static block. Okay, that's why it's logging in. Now next step is what it is executing. Main is executing. Okay, likewise actually will cross verify the log data, this information against code, and if any issue comes, right, there actually you can trace point like, okay, uh, this is what happened. It is something similar to let's say you ordered a food in Zomato, right? uh, there will be like a multiple stages of food, right? What you will know, uh, uh, when you place a food in Zomato, the guy actually maybe first actually the order might be placed in restaurant, and that guy actually will that just order created status, right? It's a workflow, but still actually I'm just explaining in a lame word. Order created or order received status will be there. After some point of time, actually order in progress, because the order is taken care by, order accepted by restaurant, and they are ready to serve it, right? Now it will go to next step called let's say like order is preparing. That means actually it went to chef and he's cooking your food, and then it will go to waiting for delivery. That means somebody has to come to pick up this order. uh, then actually you will know like whether the order from there onwards, actually maybe you will know like how much time it will generally take for you to get the food, depending on the traffic and all, like the delivery boy took it, and it will also show you a detailed map like where he is coming in and all, right? So exactly same thing, that's what actually this trace points are. This is called like a trace point. What is happening in the code, we can trace it here. uh, so when you place Zomato order, right, the status is your trace point. So you will know like whether if it is waiting in a long time for order received only, you may call your that restaurant guy and ask like, okay, I placed the order, why it is in received status only? Then the restaurant guy may tell that, okay, no, we no longer are accepting our orders, we may cancel your order. Same thing like Ola. If you book a Ola cab, same thing. Like if you wait for a certain time, and if you're not coming, you will call them, right? Like what's happening. So you will have like a trace points, like for everything. So this information, whatever you are doing, like a system.out.println, right, will act as a trace points for you, like for your code, how it is being executed, where actually the exception happened, where something else happened. Is it going in according to the same way? Like debugging it. In a way, debugging it, it starts like a debugging from the IDE, but you will take this information, whatever there in the system.out.println, and debug that one. But unfortunately here, system.out.println are no longer permanent. Right? When I run one more time, the system.out.println will go off. The next set of system.println will come. But what happened to the previous run? This information we are missing it. So for this purpose, what we do is we call like a log4j. Just I'm explaining you very high level log4j. So let's take like a log4j. I will download this jar file. Yeah, I downloaded the jar file. And what I will do, I will copy the Now I will go and I will add that in the project dependencies. Project structure. Okay. So I am adding that also as a project dependency. Okay. Now instead of doing this one, what I will do, let's see actually if can create private file static logger. See, actually it came right. Logger. Now instead of doing this system.out.println, let me try to do the logger. Let's see actually if it works. It won't work, but I'm still trying it. Yeah, it worked actually. So it's showing that there is no log4j configuration available. It's warning actually. So what I need to do, I need to give a log4j configuration file. Or else actually I can download it from somewhere. Yeah, same simple configuration I will use it. What I will do, I will create like a file called log4j.xml. That's where actually to look into this one. Document root element configuration. Log manager.gitlog. Let's see. I think coming to,
Are you trying to add the dependencies?
yeah, I already added dependency, it's working. But I'm trying to add log4j configuration. Let me try the properties file.
Sir, I think we have to set in plugins.
Yeah, let's try this one. Yeah, now there will be like a file created. If you go here, reload from, it's I created like a log.out. It can be anything. Yeah, log.out file is generated, right? So what it is saying, I'm in main method. So similarly here actually I can write some more properties to have the timestamps as well. Let's change this one. Now if you see it, right, log4j file, you can see some different format. See it, what time it ran, all these things. If I run one more time, it will come one more time. Actually, it ran at this time, and this method is executed. So that's how actually will trace out actually what is happened in your application when something really goes bad, right? You can look into this one. So this is like a format of log4j. We'll cover this one in later section, but today topic is actually to explain you about dependencies, how you can manage the dependencies. So as I explained you, this is like a log4j, one more dependency came. So similarly in your projects, right? Let's say, as I explained earlier, like maybe let's take like we are working on same like whatever we discussed, Zomato platform only. In Zomato platform, there are many things, right? The restaurant is one separate module where restaurant team actually will see your APIs, uh, and they will work on different logic, like what is their food, what's their menu and all. Actually they will take care. That's one module, right? And that is restaurant module. The delivery module, like who will be the delivery person, how, what kind of mode he is traveling in, what is the traffic he has in, what's the best way to reach you, actually that comes in the delivery module. And payment module, like how your transactions will happen, like how your payment will go on. So these all the things actually are and also a reporting module on top of it. Like once you do that one, like you need to put like a monthly report or anything, right? How you can generate reports and pay bills to your restaurants and all, right? These also again one more module. So, but your modules, some or other way actually will be dependent on each other, right? May be dependent, may not be dependent. If it is dependent, actually your lib directory will growing. Actually, it becomes actually at one point of it may become actually tedious, super tedious. If you see some of the legacy applications, there will be like a tons of lib folders, lib files, like a tons means actually at least 30 to 100 libraries will be there. Managing them and keeping them in source code repository is tedious, and it's not worth it even, because it's anyway at the end of the day they are libraries. And why do you need them actually when you are anyway packaging them uh, uh, to deploy into server? So what you will do, right? Instead of writing that one, you will mention that, okay, hey boss, whoever using this Java trading, okay, what you will do here, right? What you will add, uh, something like you will add a comment here, a clipboard comment or whatever. So what you will write here, uh, so this jar file is dependent on MySQL connector. Okay. Also, it is dependent on log4j, etc., etc. You will keep adding all of them, right? You will keep add them like this, so that actually whoever is deploying this one, whoever actually trying to take this one, what they will do, they will also download MySQL and log4j and run that application. Otherwise, actually, what happens? It will throw like a your if you don't in your IDE it is working, right? Let's say actually in your IDE, I will recreate your jar file here. I'm recreating the same jar file from out, but I'm not mentioning any libraries. So in order to run this one through Java command, right? What you can do, Java, okay, you can give like a class path -cp. It's Java training.jar, and what you want to run? You want to run this main class, right? So you can give like a copy reference, yeah, main application. If you do that, then what it is doing? Okay, could not load or find. I think it's SRC also needed. That's where it's confusing. Okay. What is production actually here? Could not load caused by main application class not found exception. Let me take out this one and see. Oh, still same thing. No manifest. It's not. CP. Okay, let me create a new project once and then we'll explain. So let me create a jar file here. Uh, so if I run this one, yeah, it created the out directory. So based on that out directory, what I am going to do, CVF or CF doesn't matter. Jar test.jar, and from out directory I want to create everything. So this out directory is actually created a jar file here, as you seen here, jar test.jar. Now I want to run that one. To run this one, Java jar test.jar, and what I want to run, rainy dot jar test dot my jar test example. Find or load. Find or load main. What is out at production dot? Why it is coming? Out dot production jar test dot training dot jar test. Could not find or load out dot. Production is coming. I'm not sure. Oh, it's IntelliJ. I think it's used for module subdirectory production and test directories for the corresponding. Okay, same thing, right? Let me explain in a simple way. I will not create any jar files. Let me delete the jar files now. I will create the jar files in a different way. Add framework support, Maven. Yeah. So it's a simple Maven command, right? What I did, I created to a jar file. This is what my jar file now. So let me try to execute the same thing. Java -cp target jar test, and class path name is yes. See, I'm in main method. So this is how actually, at last actually I tried to execute it. This is how actually you can execute uh, using the jar file. So where I am in java-cp, you will give that the jar file name. Okay, that cp stands for class path where you are in, and you will give the full class path file name, class file name, so that actually it will create, it will run the jar file. So let me come back to our previous example. So what I'm saying, this will become actually tedious to maintain the lib directories. So what you will do here, you will let's say actually you didn't specify that. Let me go back once. Sorry about that. Jar test. You created a library here. Let's take that you are instead of using system.out.println, you want to use log4j configuration here, right? So what you will do in order to print the log4j configuration, uh, let's copy paste that code also. So here, let's run this one once. Yeah, this will run without any issues. As you've seen here, no appender is available. So let me let me bring that log4j configuration as well. It's there in the resources. Now I will place in the src directory itself. Let's simplify that. Yeah, so no issues. Log.out is created. Here actually I can see it. All the main method is coming, and the format and all is coming. I think percentage D, I need it. Yeah, it's coming the date and everything now as expected. Now let's say actually I'm packaging it now. I'm going here with a Maven. So I will just use Maven package command because it's already a Maven package is there. So it will recreate the jar file. But look this one. It's complaining that, okay, you didn't specify the packages. What I want to show, I am not able to show it. are only accepted jar test IML logout. So therein okay. So my jar file is compiled now. So if I want to run it, let's say it's there in the bin directory now. Java -cp. I need to specify the class path again. Java Java training lib, because I want to specify because I know it actually it depends on the log4j. I need to specify that bin. So I need to give same like a tray. Not load, could not find. How is bin directory is created here? It's not test right. Yeah, again, I'm landing on the same issue, it seems. We'll figure it out. Actually, we'll keep you updated on that one by tomorrow. So let me re let me reiterate like whatever I told it. So in order to share your project to somebody else as a binaries, right? What you need to do, you need to package your Java programs. That comes under jar file. So we learned actually how to create a jar file using jar command. So it's like a jar. C stands for create, V stands for verbose, F stands for file. You can give any file, and then the class files where the class files are there. But the problem is today, what we have is uh, it's not coming the class files, the format. It could be something like we need to work on Java C command properly. So see that the structure is not maintained properly with the Java C. It should come like this. It should come like this. Exactly like just the classes only it has to come, but it's not coming like that. So maybe I will work on this one Java C command later, and we'll figure it out the right way. And then actually we will we'll put all the packages, all the class files in one jar file, and we'll package them as a jar file, and we'll share it to somebody else. So we have actually likewise actually we can share the files in Maven repository. Yeah, so there are millions of jar files are available in Maven. You can also see like how many downloads each day actually it's going through. So this repository is right. So how it is increasing actually, you can see the graph from 2014, 2016, 2018, actually it's going up actually every leap year actually they're calculating. By 2022 actually it will be like a uh, much more size as well. So those many artifacts are coming in to Maven repository. Uh, any projects like even we can create our own libraries which can be you think like which can be useful to anybody else public, right? It's Maven repository is a public repository. So if you think like your repository need to be used by public, then actually you can create it. It can be anything. Let's say actually you had an innovation idea, you created like a PDF reader, for example, where you will your program will read PDFs, and you want to donate it to our public. So you can donate it. You can upload it here actually. That way, actually, if anybody wants to, they will see actually like for example, PDF reader, right? There might be millions of PDF readers again. Okay, not millions. Somebody actually created it. The licenses are GPL Apache, which stands for open source license. Like you don't need to be licensed actually. You can create them. So you can use them actually appropriately. You can download the jar file, and you can use them in your project so that actually you don't need to code it. It's a reusable code, right? You don't need to redevelop the code. All you need to use like what is the class files, how they will read it, and all actually you need to have a proper documentation, and that's all you need it. So if you download this one, right, it's also will be having some of the documentation as well. I believe so. Again, it's not possible to show it here. Uh, Maybe somewhere else actually we can find documentation. No, nowhere else we found it. It's only available here. So no, nowhere else he documented. He just uploaded only the binaries, not the source or anything. So if you want to use it, how you can use it, it's up to you actually. Maybe if you open the jar file, you may find it some idea how it will work and all. Likewise, actually, you can try to reuse the code. So all we are trying to do is trying to reuse the code. In order to reuse the code, actually, what we are going to do, we put them in the libraries, and all that libraries will become at one point of time managing them actually will become cumbersome. So instead of actually keeping them in the library and keeping your memory and the check-in, check-it, check-out space, right? It's more traffic actually needs to avoid that one. What you will do, you will create some instructions like this. Okay, this jar file is dependent on MySQL connector and Log4j connector. So those instructions will be specified in the Maven file. I want to cover that also. Um, but it's already time up. Maybe you can continue that tomorrow. Is that okay?
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Okay. So nothing but actually these instructions, right? This project needs these many dependencies. That's that instructions will specify in the Maven file. How the Maven will look and how it will work and all we'll see from tomorrow. Okay, then as I said, right, keep practicing today the Java Java certification dumps or anything actually, whatever you can think of. It's better actually if you can take Java certification as well. If you want, actually, I am always you are always welcome to ask me questions. Okay, you can ping me anytime. I will try to respond as soon as possible.
Sure.
Okay, then thank you very much.
Yeah, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead. Bye bye.